This is the Stealth Ultra Xbox controller from our friends over at Turtle Beach. Yeah, a third-party company who actually went through all the rigorous testings and requirements to get the official Designed for Xbox sticker. Look at that. Yeah, so make sure all of your third-party accessories for Xbox have that sticker. But before we dive into this and what it all is, I just want to say thanks to Turtle Beach for sending this out. This is not a sponsored post. This is not a boosted review or anything. This is our impressions, first impressions and unboxing of the Stealth Ultra. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy opened up. So first off, I just want to say, this is a very, very exciting controller for me. I believe Turtle Beach announced this at CES 2024. I have yet to see it in person, but all the other Turtle Beach accessories that we've reviewed and checked out on this channel, a lot of them I still use till today. So I don't know what that means necessarily in the grand scheme of things, but at least for me, I'm a fan. Okay, a little inside baseball. I've been at this for literally like 2 minutes, okay? And I still haven't gotten it open. I love the packaging, and it showcases everything and even gives you a little bit of information as to what you can expect when you pick up this controller. But the opening experience is a little rough. Well, I ripped it, but we'll take it. Okay, so before we open this guy up, let's just go ahead and go through what we see on the box here. So it says connected command display, so I'm assuming that's what this segment is over here. Low latency wireless. It does have Bluetooth as well as 2.4 gigahertz wireless connectivity to your PC or whatever else. High performance wireless smart controller with rapid charge dock. I mean, that right there for me is imperative for any gamer, whether you're on console, on PC, or even on your phone. You want your controller to charge as quickly as possible. I showed this earlier on, but we've got anti-drift thumbsticks, ultra responsive buttons, 4 mappable action buttons on the rear, enhanced audio settings if you do plug in a headphone directly into the 3.5 jack, and 30 plus hours of battery life. And as you can see down here, designed for pretty much everything under the sun that Xbox can touch. And then on this side, just the name. Okay, on the back here, gives a little bit of other marketing jargon, but I will showcase this here. It gives a really nice kind of visual layout of what you can expect when we finally open this guy up. Swappable thumbstick caps. I mean, that's something that we have with the Elite Series 2 Core and the Elite Series 2 controllers. But this is very interesting. The connected command display. So we're gonna really dive into that here. And so yeah, without further ado, oh gosh, wow. I really do like this. I like this purplish color. That is really cool. And you get a sticker. I live here in Utah now. Everyone's all about stickers on your water bottles, so I've got another Turtle Beach sticker for my water bottle. Cool. You also have some quick start guide stuff, but look, I'm a gamer. I don't need no instructions. No, but I'll probably look at the instructions like in between takes. Beautiful box design here. Very much is a callback. Influence? Yeah, we'll say influence. Very much influenced by the carrying case that you will get if you get the Elite Series 2 controller or the component kit for your Series 2 Core controller. You got a carrying case with a zipper and a little flap on the back so you can charge your controller while it's in the case. Welcome to Stealth Ultra, the world's smartest gaming controller. All right, cool. Oh, okay, so we want to update the firmware. That's something that is very important that not many people know about or even really understand. If you get a wireless controller or pretty much anything wireless these days, there is software, or more specifically firmware, in that, well, hardware. And so in order for you to update that firmware, sometimes it can happen automatically. You don't have to do anything, but sometimes you will have to manually do that. So if it says to connect to a computer or to an Xbox or what have you, follow those instructions first before you dive into your favorite game. The other nice thing about this case here, you got this little area here for some other doodads, and I can only assume that these are just kind of extra parts. I mean, they're almost like they're hidden in here. Ooh, extra analog heads. Oh, okay, so these are some extra, well, heads, caps for the analog sticks. All right, so I'm just gonna put these back right here. So everything is kind of separated. I don't know why it's in these separate bags here, but I mean, it looks nice, velvety kind of texture on the inside here. All right, so let's open up this small bag here. All right, so we got silica, awesome. We'll toss that to the side, and then a very long, beautiful braided USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable. So this is how you're gonna charge your device. There we go, look at that. Let's compare this to an official Xbox wireless controller. So first and foremost, just as I'm eyeballing it, the footprint of the Stealth Ultra from Turtle Beach pretty much mimics the same footprint of your standard Xbox controller. So if you know this, you're gonna know this. The other things that are fairly much the same, you've got your analog sticks here, your D-pad, although this is not like an official hybrid D-pad. It's a little bit more, well, concaved. Is this concaved where it goes in? Or is that convexed? Is it concave that goes in or convexed? I don't know. I didn't pay attention in geometry. But whatever the case is, it's not exactly like the Crosshair with some or raised up circular edges here, but it very much has that same kind of design. You also have your Xbox logo guide button right here in the middle, so to make more room for that display at the top, which again we'll get to. Your what we call the start and select buttons are a little bit off to the side, so a little bit different from there as well. And then the biggest difference here on the front, we haven't plugged this in yet, but the other biggest difference on the front here is that, oh well, no, you do have the share button, but you also have this extra button here, which I'm not quite sure what it is, which I guess that's what the instructions are for. Maybe I'll go get them back. But you do have an extra button here, and then these little lines here. Now, this is where it's kind of cool. RGB doesn't make the gamer, but it kind of does. And these have full RGB colors on the actual handles themselves. The handles on the Stealth Ultra are very, very smooth. It's very, very slick. You've got these kind of cool looking Turtle Beach logos on the side here, but nothing really necessarily to fully grip your hands to the controller, whereas with the Dream Vapor, for example, this is a little bit unique because it does have a grip on the plastic side, and it also does have a rubber grip on the back side as well too. But that is one of those things, the rubber grip, that you're gonna get with the Elite Series 2 or Core controller from Xbox. But going back to the Stealth Ultra, what is on this is on the back here. So on the back here, instead of having the 4 paddles that you can customize and remove with the Elite Series 2 Core or the Elite Series 2 controller, these have physical buttons that are built into the actual controllers themselves. But just like the Elite Series 2 Core controllers, you can actually customize them as much as you want. Pretty much to whatever combination that you want these buttons to do. We got this plugged in, the lights are on and everything. We have to do one more thing, which is one of my favorites, taking the plastic off. Ah, so satisfying, so satisfying. Now we haven't fully provisioned this just yet, and we will for future demos and everything else, but I will say the screen on this is extremely readable. I've seen so many screens of this size where, I don't know, they're using these giant pixels for images and you can barely make out the words. This is extremely legible, so I'm very, very impressed with just the readout of this, and how you can navigate through all of this is by this one button right here. So right now it's giving me a chance. I can hit Y or A. If I hit Y, I'm able to go through this little menu here, and I just use the D-pad to go through different profiles. You can set up different profiles for the paddles on the back. You can set up your different headset mixers, your different buttons if you want these buttons to do something a little bit different than normal. I mean, there's so much to do, including access mapping, vibration, lighting, every major customization that you might want to be able to do on the fly. You can do that with the Stealth Ultra controller. You don't even have to open up the app to do it. You can, it helps. Again, there's an app on the console, on PC, even Google Play, and the Apple iOS App Store. But this is the controller. So let's also talk about the other main part of the controller, the buttons. How do they feel? How is the analog sticks? Well, I'm happy to report they feel great. They feel very, very good. Extremely responsive. Triggers are very, very nice and light. Even a little bit of a grip on the bumpers themselves, the RB and LB bumpers. ABXY buttons, very nice and responsive, very well tactiled. And also, the triggers themselves do have hair trigger locks. So you can pull it all the way back just like normal, or you can click this switch on the front, 2 switches for each side, and you can set it so it only goes just a smidge back, but it has the exact same effect as pulling it all the way back. Makes all the difference, and I gotta tell you, because I have that with my Elite Series 2 core controller, I can't go on a regular controller. I'm so used to it now that when I'm on a regular controller, it feels weird. But it's really nice to see that other companies have devised their own methodology to having the hair trigger locks. And the other cool thing is, I mentioned earlier on, there were some extra analog stick caps. These are right here. So you have a couple of options here, and I hope the lighting kind of showcases what these are. And essentially, they're different textures, okay? So you have the smooth, concaved, I don't know, concave, convex. Or you can use these included caps, and you can have either one that has just these 4 little nubs on the top, or one that gives your finger a full massage, if you will, and has all these other nubs on the top. And as you can see, pretty simple to put on. That's it. There you go. I know there's other companies out there that make their own grip for the thumb sticks and whatnot. They're great companies, but it's also really nice to have it built in to this. Plus, it's not a whole moving part. It's not a huge thing to have to replace if these go missing or if they get, ripped in half or something like that. But still, it's a very nice extra add-on to have when you're buying a controller of this caliber. Now, before we move on to the more Turtle Beachy part of the controller, let's first talk about this charging dock. This comes with the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra, but it is very similar to that of the one that you get when you buy the Elite Series 2 controller or the component kit for your core controller. The unique thing about this is that it also comes with this USB dongle. This is how this can wirelessly connect to your computer. It does also work over Bluetooth, but it doesn't utilize the proprietary wireless connection that an official Xbox controller can use. But wireless 2.4, the latency on this is extremely minimal. You'll barely notice the difference. And honestly, I hate wires. So more wireless with low latency is much better. This can plug directly into your computer, into any USB port, or better yet, you put it into this dock right here, and that's where it'll live. And then the dock itself plugs directly into the USB Type-C cable that it comes with, and then the controller goes right on the dock. And voila, it's a charging. That's 74%. Cool. I'll get onto PUBG very, very soon. I swear. So as far as the Turtle Beachy aspects of this controller, most of it is going to be part of the software. So let's dive into the software a little bit more. Of course, you've got this very large display for your information regarding your profiles that you have. You actually can save up to 10 different profiles. And then in addition to that, this has something that I've never, ever seen before. This has social media callouts, or even text message notifications. Not that, hey, you have a text message. You can Bluetooth this to your phone via an app, and on the screen here, you will get text readouts of incoming text messages or even social media notifications. Look, I get it. Social media is what binds us. It's what connects us all. I thought it was the Force, but apparently not. And as much as some people might not want to be notified about a new update on their Instagram or TikTok, some people want that, but their phone is over there, or just they don't want to take it out of their pocket unless it's really necessary. So the next time you get a buzz, you can just look down directly at the screen, and the screen will just tell you, hey, you got a message from your dad, pick up the garbage. Stop leaving it out. Sorry, I'm just speaking about something else. Just don't worry about me. In addition to that, one of the huge benefits of Turtle Beach hardware is their audio engineering prowess. They've done some amazing things with their audio engineering, specifically called superhuman hearing. Now, I know that sounds a little hyperbolic, but the idea with that is instead of just boosting the bass or just making everything sound really, really loud, it takes into account footsteps in games, off-camera events that are happening, and it is able to level out properly how you're supposed to hear the things around you in the game. So if something's happening, it's all proximity, right? And we've experienced this before, and some games have it built in, but if you have hardware and software that can pump that out even better than what the developers expected, that's where this really comes into play. So to take full advantage of that, yes, you do need to wire a wired headset into this controller, but it's gonna make a world of difference. And last but not least, let's talk about a feature that every pro controller gamer is going to love. That is Pro Aim. Get it? Because pro gamers and Pro Aim? Yeah? Okay, fine. Well, essentially what Pro Aim is a function of this controller that is programmed to any of these rear customizable buttons. I think by default it's set to P1, position 1, or pole position. And when you depress it, if you're in a game, FPS game like Halo or Apex Legends or even Fortnite, for example, if you depress this button, it'll slow down your aim. So if you need to make small, minute changes to where you are firing your weapon in the game, it won't make your character go huh to the left or huh to the right. Pro Aim will allow you to have that high sensitivity that a lot of gamers love, but for that one time in the game, that one time in the game, you hold it down and then you can just have a small move to the left or small move to the right or whatever the case might be. This in itself is not cheating. I'll say it again, I don't believe that is cheating. You as the player have the ability to change your controller settings on the fly, whether it's part of the console, whether it's part of the game menu, you can change your sensitivity at any time. So to have one button basically do that for you if you need it to, that is what Pro Aim can do. So that is the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra Xbox wireless controller. This is a very, very good get. I highly recommend it if you're looking for an alternative, for whatever reason, an alternative to the Elite Series 2 or Elite Series 2 Core controller. Those have their own benefits, but if you want a different alternative, this is tremendous. This is very, very good. Great bang for your buck. Wonderful case, awesome charging port. I'm putting that right here. I'll figure out a place. And so much more customization on the fly than I've ever seen before. So I'm very, very impressed with this. If you have any other questions or comments regarding the Stealth Ultra, please leave those in the comments section down below. Links, as always, can be found in the description below. Not only are we on this platform, but you can find us over on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, and we're also live streaming over at Amazon Live Streams at least once or twice a month. So until the next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Later.